ready. And they're off and racing for the bet in play at totesport.com handicap. Very slowly away was the Warrior. Basher has made a good start though and leads in the early stages. The yellow colours. Bolly Hope in the blue and white, getting into a more prominent position as well. God Willing, the white sleeves towards the outside, is racing. I was going to say in third, but now just about into a share of second. Gap of a length or so to Gas Monkey, followed then by Executive Force. The Warrior is towards the back of the field, and the hard-pulling Juanito Chico is right at the back of the field. As they make their way round the bottom two turns, they'll be heading out onto the far side very shortly. And it's Bolly Hope that leads at the moment by about a length and a half now to God Willing round the outside, and then Basher up the inner, who's a further neck down in third. Length back then to the red and yellow of Gas Monkey in fourth, then Executive Force up the inside there, the maroon and yellow, the cheek pieces. Then we have the Warrior towards the rear of the field, also in maroon and yellow, and Juanito Chico is at the last of the septet at the moment. They're well inside the final 6 furlongs, and it's Bolly Hope, ears pricked, lobbing along out in front on a relatively easy lead. So the white sleeves of God Willing to the outer in second. Basher, the headgear, the yellow cap, is racing in third. Then the sheepskin noseband of Gas Monkey, followed then by Executive Force up the inside rail in the hands of Franny Norton. Then the Warrior, sheepskin noseband for that one as well. Juanito Chico in the dark blue and white colours right at the rear of the field. Inside the final half mile they go, and it's Bolly Hope that leads by about a length at the moment to God Willing round the outer in second. Basher is up the inner in third. The order at the head of affairs hasn't changed a great deal, truth be told. Then Gas Monkey, Executive Force, the Warrior is now being scrubbed along, and Juanito Chico's at the rear of the field. Making the swing for home, it's Bolly Hope who still holds the call here. The God Willing who's going the scenic route in second. Then after that in third, driven along, is Basher. Executive Force is now making pretty serene headway up the inside as they go inside the final furlong and a half. Gas Monkey's trying to stay on. God Willing is still in there pitching. The Warrior staying on as well. But out in front it's Bolly Hope, but only on sufferance, because here travelling very strongly is Executive Force, who nips up through the inside to now take over. Staying on very well is Gas Monkey, but it's Executive Force on the hat-trick and is going to take it out very easily indeed. To in second position, Gas Monkey, tight for third, possibly just Juanito Chico over Bolly Hope.
No hat-tricks in the Europa League so far this evening, but there is a hat-trick landed at Chelmsford.
Very good.
I should just clarify, I haven't checked the score, so I don't actually know if there is no hat-trick in the Europa League this evening. But let's just hope there isn't.
Careful with those factoids. Yes, that was a Sergio Aguero type hat-trick for Executive Force. Very, very, very easily an improving horse with top weight as well. Another one for them. And having won 1 of 21, he's now won 3 of 3 following that. So Michael Wigham has found the key to him, and to be honest, he looked the winner all the way round. In defence of Bolly Hope, who definitely wasn't.
Made the running.
He's not accustomed to doing that, and you could tell from his head carriage it's not something that really suits him. So I think you could probably mark him up a couple of lengths, but nothing who's in the same league as Executive Force here. Won very, very easily off top weight, and Franny Norton will never earn an easier share of £5,530 and 99 pence, whatever his share is.
Never really in doubt, was it?
No, and a horse with a turn of foot like this over a mile and a quarter, one that can travel well. Another reason why horses, the effect that we were discussing, because horses are ridden to win the race, they're not ridden to win by the largest possible margin. So one of the other things about a horse race is to get back to the playing fields of your youth. Generally speaking, the 75 horse, the guy that's the best in your school at cross country, there's a chance that he turns out to be the best in the country, isn't there? If you see what I mean. So the winner of a maiden race could be Frankel. So the winner of a maiden race that gets rated 85, there's a potential there that when you've had the handicapper had plenty of chances to rate him, he ends up being rated 125. And the reason for that is that he might not win by a large margin is because horses are often ridden like Executive Force was here this evening, in that Franny Norton is just trying to beat the horses on the day ranged against him. He's not trying to beat them by sufficient. In fact, given that this horse is trained by Michael Wigham, who's very good in handicaps, I imagine that he's trying to do the opposite of that: win readily, but not try to show the horse's hand, because that's daft doing that. And that if I was a trainer, I wouldn't thank jockeys who did that. I wouldn't thank jockeys who kicked on 3 furlongs out and won by 10 lengths. When my entire lifeblood as a trainer is squeezing the most number of wins out of an improving handicapper, something that Michael Wigham is extremely good at doing, as we see here. with a characteristic piece of work. Of the rest, everything was seen off the bridle quite a long way out, didn't they? And given that Bollyhope races with his head slightly up as a horse that's better with something to attack than he is being attacked himself, maybe the race felt a little bit. Gas Monkey ran another good race for Julia Fielden in second, following up his second last time out, which came off a break, so no bounce for him. And he should continue to run well, and he can drop in grade as well. Gas Monkey, he can be the top weight in a future race if Julia Fielden wants, rather than being the bottom weight, because this was a class 4, so there are class 5s and class 6s available.
I would say if that horse ran in a class 5 next time,
Yeah.
I'd be very interested.
And that's the effect we're on about. So if
Yeah.
a horse runs off, what's its mark? Gas Monkey. What's its handicap mark that it ran off here? Let's actually put some numbers to this.
65.
Right, well, perfect.
Yeah, I
Because
do.
it shouldn't go up in the weights for this. It'd be pretty mean-spirited if it did. And even if it did, you're allowed to compete above that sort. So it's gone from being a horse in a 0 to 80, where there are horses up to 15 pounds better than Gas Monkey, and he's run a very good second and beaten most of them. He can be the executive force of his next race. And we know that when a horse has a handicap mark of 65, that translates to an expected strike rate, which varies significantly according to the class of race in which it performs. And so I think Julia Fielden will be able to find an easier race for Gas Monkey than this one, and probably find him in the winner's enclosure.
13 to 8, the winners return. Gas Monkey second at 100 to 30.